Hello and welcome to class 9, subject English, book Moment, lesson first, The Lost Child. This is the first part of the chapter, students. First of all, let's know about our author. Mulk Raj Anand was an Indian writer in English, notable for his depiction of the lives of the poorer caste in traditional Indian society. One of the pioneers of Anglo-Indian fiction, he born on 12 December 1905 at Peshawar in Pakistan. He died on 28 September 2004 at Jahangir Hospital in Pune. He got many awards. One of them was Padma Bhushan Sahitya Academy Award for English writers. Spouse was Shirin Vajifadar Kathleen Van Glider. His education was formed by University of Cambridge, University College London, Khalsa College. The Lost Child is one of the famous stories of Mulk Raj Anand. It shows its universal appeal and popularity. It is, in fact, a study of child psychology. Every child is so deeply attached to his parents that he feels very insecure with them. The whole world tumbles down to nothing when he gets lost. Anand narrates the story of a small child who gets lost in a fair. He had gone with his parents to the fair but loses them when he gets engrossed in looking at the roundabout swing. The story highlights the bond of love and affection that the child shares with his parents. Before losing them, he had been demanding different things like sweets, balloons, flowers, swings, etc. Once he loses them, he is picked up by a stranger. The stranger tries to question the child by offering him all these things that he had demanded from his parents. But the child does not want them anymore. He wants his parents first. So this is how a child psychology works. You also, students, when you were small, you must have noticed, or you can ask from your parents, that how much you were demandable. Okay, you used to, not only you, me too, every child used to demand different things when they go to market or any fair. Okay, so it doesn't mean that parents purchase everything for you whatsoever you ask to them. Okay, so similarly with this child also, parents were ignoring those things which were not useful for this child, and they were just making excuses not to purchase them. So it was the festival of spring. Students, now let's start the chapter. As the chapter starts with this festival of spring. Spring, students, let me inform you first, indicate two things. Spring season indicate the happiness, and spring itself, when flowers bloom. Okay, so it was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alley emerged a gaily-clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. A little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. So, hundreds of people, men, women, and children, set out to visit the fair. They were colorfully dressed, some rode on horses, others sat in bullock carts, the rest walked all the way. And they all were enjoying in the crowd. Here, students, alleys means, here you can see the word alley. The word alley here means narrow lanes. Emerged means come out. Galley means galley clad humanity. So galley means colorful dressed humanity, here means crowd. Okay. Brimming here means overflowing. Okay. So overflowing means people were overflowing out of the laughter. They were very happy. Okay. So from that laughter, from that brimming over the life of the laughter, the parents called, "Come, child, come," called his parents. As he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. So as they were moving ahead, child was just busy in watching all the toys, all the shops or the stalls whatsoever was there in the fair. Here lagged means left, fascinated means attracted, lined the way means on either side of the path. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, he could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Here, hurried means left or hurried means rushing out in hurry. Lingering means resting or fixed, means he was not moving from that. Receding means being left behind. Suppress here means control. So you can see here that when their parents called him, he just ran in hurry towards his parents. His feet were obedient to their call. Obedient means he was listening. His feet were just moving on the call of his parents. Okay. Now, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys means rather he was running towards his parents as they were calling him, then also his eyes were on the toys which he was leaving behind himself. Okay. So as he came to where they had stopped to wait for him. So as till the child come to the parents were waiting there only. He called not suppress the desire of his heart. Means he was not able to express or he was not able to control the desire of his heart, even though he knew the old. Means he was knowing at previously sometimes it must be happened that his father has refused to purchase anything, and that old experience was in the child's mind. So he was not able to ask for any toy to his father as he was afraid of him. Okay, the cold stare of refusal in their eyes means whenever he starts asking or starts demanding for any toy, his father used to see him with refusal in his eyes. Means one expression was there in the father's eyes that he will not purchase those toys as he is not a small kid. So by moving forward here, "I want that toy," he pleaded. His father looked at him red-eyed. He is familiar tyrant's way. In his familiar tyrant's way. So the child, in a very slow tone, he said, "I want that toy." He pleaded. He pleased to that. But his father looked with red eye. Red eye here means in anger. Okay. So students, red eye is a compound word that which figure of speech it is it? Just guess. This is yes. This is hyperbole figure of speech. Hyperbole figure of speech is what? When you exaggerate the things, when you elaborate or you say extraordinary, at that time it is hyperbolic figure of speech. So the eyes were red in anger when he used to plead to purchase something to his father. As it was a tyrant way of his father, tyrant here means he was a harsh master. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender and giving him her finger to hold, said, "Look, child, what is before you?" So, after seeing that, as you all know, mothers are very soft hearted. So, his mother melted by the behavior of the child, and with a free spirit, he just take the hand, or he just hold the hand of his child and move ahead by saying that, see in front what is there. Means after this also there are so many things to have, or so many things to purchase. Let's roam in the fair. So like this she make the child understood, and they move ahead. It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold, as it swept across miles and miles of even land. So when they move ahead, they have seen a wide land or field which was full of flowering mustard crops. Okay. So pale like melting gold as it swept across miles, means it was looking as if yellowish, the gold is just melting on that. So it was looking like that. So this is also a figure of speech, students. Here you can see pale like melting gold. So as it is here, like is used, so it is a simile. Simile means a comparison which is done between two different things with the help of like or as. Okay. So this is simile. If like will not be there, if it is not there, then pale melting gold is a comparison between that mustard field's flowers. Okay, so it is a metaphor. At that time when like is not used here, at that time it is a metaphor. Okay, because mustard field is a different thing and melting gold field, gold is different. Okay, so that is why metaphor. Like is used here, so it is a simile. Fine. Swept across miles and miles even land. So wherever you can see to a long far, you can see only that pale like melting gold, that mustard field. Okay, it was so flowery. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. So here a group of dragonflies, you must have seen the dragonflies as you see in the season when these crops were there, mustard crops. Okay, these dragonflies are in the shape of helicopter, we used to say, and children of the village used to catch them. Okay, so those are the dragonflies which were bustling. Here bustling means flying noisily. Okay, here gaudy means bright color. So with a bright color, purple wings. So these are the butterflies. The dragonflies and the butterflies were just flying on ahead of those mustard field. Intercepting here means obstructing the flight of the lone black bee. So when that butterfly was flying, at that time one black bee was there who was just obstructing, who was just stopping that butterfly to fly. In search of, they were just flying in search of the sweetness of the flowers from the mustard field. The child followed them in the air with his gaze. Gaze means concentration, with looking with concentration. Okay, the child has just concentrated on that dragonflies or on that butterflies, and he just want to catch them till one of them would still its wings and rest. Then one of the butterflies just want to take a rest, and it just sits on any flower, and he would try to catch it. The boy tried to catch that butterfly. but it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air. But as the boy tried to catch that butterfly just flied away, and he didn't able to catch that butterfly. Fluttering means flapping its wing into the air with a fast way, flapping. That butterfly moved to the air in the sky. When he had almost caught in his hands, means he was just going to catch, his hands were just on the wings of the butterfly. At that moment only that butterfly just flew away. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. At the moment only his mother called him again that, "Come child, come on the footpath." Cautionary call here means as a warning call. So she asked the child to come. So students, this was the first part. As I hope you have understand. If any problem is there, something you didn't understand or any doubt is there, you can ask through the comment. Okay, and here are some questions you should practice from the extract. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.